Pope makes surprise excursions to Holy Trinity Shrine and Benedictine monasteries. During a surprise morning excursion on Wednesday, Pope Leo XIV traveled by car from Castel Gandolfo to the Shrine of the Holy Trinity in Val Pietra, before visiting the monasteries of Saint Benedict and Saint Scholastica and Subiaco on the journey back toward his summer residence. Pope Leo XIV made a surprise visit to the Shrine of the Holy Trinity in Val Pietra on Wednesday morning, July 22, 2026, before continuing to Subiaco, where he visited the monastery of Saint Benedict and the monastery of Saint Scholastica. Built into the rock of Mount Autorre, the Shrine of the Holy Trinity is located on the border between central Italy's Lazio and Abruzzo regions. According to a statement released by the Holy See Press Office on Telegram, the Pope spent time in prayer before the revered Holy Trinity fresco inside the shrine and greeted the faithful and the religious community. Pope Leo, who is taking a summer break at Castel Gandolfo, traveled by car to the shrine, which sits at an elevation of more than 1,800 meters in the Monte Sembruini. It is known as a place of pilgrimage, attracting thousands of faithful who climb the mountain trails on foot bearing banners at Pentecost and for the feast of Saint Anne on 26 July. The inner cave houses ancient frescoes, including a Byzantine image depicting the Holy Trinity as three identical figures of Christ. At the foot of the steps leading out of the shrine is the Chapel of Saint Anne, carved out of the living rock. Monastery of Saint Benedict. Following his visit to Val Pietra, Pope Leo XIV traveled to Subiaco, where he visited the monastery of Saint Benedict. During his visit to the monastic complex, the Pope stopped for silent meditation before the 13th century fresco of Saint Francis and, in the sacred cave of Saint Benedict, kissed the knee of the statue of the saint, keeping with tradition. He then recited the Our Father with those present. The monastery and its shrine of the sacred cave have been considered one of the most significant places of Benedictine spirituality for almost 1,000 years. The cave is where the young Saint Benedict of Norcia lived as a hermit in the early 6th century following the example of the Desert Fathers. It was during that period of solitude in this wild place that Saint Benedict was able to bring to maturity the charism and the spirituality which would lead him to found the first monastic communities, sowing the seed of Western monasticism. The Pope then went to the monastery of Saint Scholastica, where he had launched with the Benedictine community before visiting the cloisters and convent. The Holy See Press Office said that at the time it issued its statement, the Pope was on his way back to Castel Gandolfo. The Pope's Wednesday excursions follow his private visit on Monday 20 July, to the Abbey of Monte Cassino, where he prayed for global peace.